I signed with my label, and I was like, oh, Bruno Mars is like, I was like, I'm the biggest fan. I was just telling him like this funny story about me being like becoming like a huge fan. I think it just popped up. We were like, should we ask? And then they asked us to pitch him 3 songs. And I was like, oh my God, we're gonna send him songs and he's gonna listen to them.
What's up, friends? It's Emily Curl, and you know her from one of the best-selling girl groups of all time. She has shattered records, performed to sold-out crowds, and has amassed a global audience. And today we are so lucky to have her here at iHeartRadio. Can we please give it up for Rosé in our studio? Rosé, welcome. It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
We love celebrating you in Blackpink, but also today as a solo artist. What does it mean to you to be here as Rosé celebrating your solo music?
I mean, it means the world to me. I feel like it's finally happening. I mean, first press day a few days ago, I kind of freaked out and like I actually got emotional. I was like, oh my God, I've been waiting for this moment for so long, so I'm really happy.
Let's talk about your first single. Congratulations, Apate is out now.
Yes.
Did I say that right? I was making Apate?
Yeah.
Apate?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We love the track. Bruno Mars is on it, and we heard that this was inspired by a drinking game. Is that correct?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
A Korean drinking game.
Okay, tell us about the game.
No, like literally this song is, so when I turned 20, I was like, I could drink legally, and it's literally a game that even like I would play with like my members at the dorm and stuff. So it's just like a drinking game. It's really simple. It's like a game where everybody has to stack their hands in the middle, and whoever gets the number on the top takes a shot. It's really simple.
Oh, okay.
But then the chant is really fun. And I noticed I was teaching people during my sessions, I was teaching the producers how to do it, and they were like obsessed. They kept like going back. They're like, apate. And it's a fun like chant to do with friends. And so like that inspired me to write it in a song, and the rest is history. It's kicking off.
And then you get Bruno Mars on board. Which was incredible. How did that come about?
So I went to his concert a year ago when he came to Seoul to perform. And that was like the day I of course, everyone's a fan of Bruno Mars, but I didn't know I was a fan until I was watching, and I was like, oh my God, it's insane. And I'm like, I'm a fan. And so for a year, I'd been listening to, like, I just got my driver's license, so I'd been driving around listening to all his songs for like about a year.
And that's different when you're in the car, windows down.
Best car ride ever. And then I signed with my label, and I was like, oh, Bruno Mars is like, I was like, I'm the biggest fan. I was just telling him like this funny story about me being like becoming like a huge fan. And then I think it just popped up. We were like, should we ask? And then they asked us to pitch him 3 songs. And I was like, oh my God, we're gonna send him songs and he's gonna listen to them. But even the thought of that,
right?
But I didn't even think he would do it. Of course, I was like, oh, let's just pitch it. Even sending it was like a dream come true, it felt. But then he was like, what does APT mean? And I was like, oh my gosh, why are you asking me? And I was like, it's a Korean drinking game. And he was like, I love it. And he's like, I'm on.
I love that that's the one that he gravitated towards, too.
But I kind of knew. I was like,
you felt it.
It has to be that one. Like, what else? And you got the memo.
Oh my God, it's amazing. I love it. It's such an amazing story. And this is kicking off, like you said, your album cycle. You have a new album, Rosie, that's about to come out. This is your debut full-length solo album. 12 tracks. You co-wrote and co-produced the album in its entirety. This is a big deal. This is so exciting, and it seems like such a personal project to you. I know you shared a little bit with us on Instagram about this project. Tell us a little bit about what Rosie, this album, means for you.
I think this album is just like it's like my past year and all my thoughts, all the thoughts that ran through my head kind of put into this little like capsule. It feels like, you know, if you open it up, it's literally just everything that runs through my head, and it's like the Rosie that my friends and family know. I've played my songs to my friends and family, and they're like, oh my God, Rosie, it's so you. That's
really?
so you. And so, yeah, it's just all of my thoughts put into a 12-track album. And so it feels very personal to me, and that's why I called it Rosie, so that like anyone who listens to it feels just that much closer to me. And yeah.
I was going to say, I love the significance of the title because it does feel more intimate. What sides are you hoping that your fans are going to see with this album that your friends and family, like you said, know so well?
I think they're gonna first of all learn that I'm very normal. That I'm just like your everyday like girlfriend, you know. It's like the things I would talk about with my girlfriends. It's just like like I probably have experiences that everybody can hopefully relate to.
You talk about coming off of tour and going into the studio. Obviously, so much is happening in your life. You're creating. Describe to me what those first initial sessions looked like.
First few sessions I was so nervous.
Really?
Yeah, I think I was more nervous because I really wanted to be, like, I only started because I was more like, I'm going to start learning how to write songs and, you know, be the director of my own, music. And so it was more like, okay, we have to start somewhere. I'm nervous because I really wanted to, like, be good at it one day. But I remember the first session, I walked out, I'm like, oh my God, that was so much fun. And I think this actually might like work. And so I kept going back to it. And then for me, it felt like experiments, but I would bring them back, and my friends and family who really support me were like, Rosie, I think you should keep doing it. You should keep building this, and you should make this into an album. I was like, what? You think I can use these songs? And they were like, I think they're great. And so that really, like, the support helped me to just keep going back at it. I flew over here for like weeks at a time and to LA. Like I'd have like 14-day sessions like back to back.
Oh, so you were fully immersed. You're like, if I'm going to do it, yeah.
Fully. And I promised myself that's like my one and only main project. And I stuck by it only also because I was enjoying it so much. It felt so natural, and I felt like that's where I wanted to be. So after that first few sessions, that's what set the next year for me. I'm like, this is what I'm going to do with my life. And I'm really happy.
It's incredible that we're here. Yeah. As the process went on, was there like a track or a song or a certain vibe that set the tone, that locked in, you know, what you were going for, that really kicked off and everything shaped around it?
I feel like every song that made it to the album was like the next step of, because I think it evolved over time. I remember like the first 2 tracks that made it to this album today. We thought like, that's it, that's the vibe, that's where we're going to. But I slowly learned that like my life changes also, and so like, and music kept changing as well, and so it kind of shaped this way. And so we think that's the sound now. And then it shaped that way, and we're like, this is the sound now. And I think it went like that till the very end.
So it became this evolution, and then you landed on this final product that was like, this is all these layers.
Put together is the album. That's what it felt like. Even at the very end of it, I was on a whole different thing, and I had to kind of like, I was like, stop. I had to just stop it there, and I think that one's we're gonna like probably deluxe it, but
yes,
because that's like a whole different vibe also.
Wow,
and so
you're just building on top of it.
Yeah, so it's been fun in that sense. I don't think it was ever like this, and that's what it is. The rest shall be that.
Right. It evolves.
It evolved, and that's what it is today.
And as an artist, whose opinion at this time for this project, whose opinion did you trust the most? Who did you go to when you had different ideas?
It wasn't specific people. It was because I know at the end of the day who listens to the music. It's just friends and family and people that we know and bump into every single day. So I played it to a wide range of people. I think people who do music, who understand music and have great taste, but people who just like don't really listen to music. And like my parents also. They're hard to please.
Really?
They're hard to please because I don't think they don't really listen to music. My parents aren't like heavy on music, but you know, if they're reacting, that means okay.
But if they like something, you're onto something.
Yeah. So they're actually the hardest to please.
What about other members of Blackpink? Did you run the music by them?
Well, the whole process of it, like we were all so far away from each other. So we've had these like moments in between where I kind of played, but then it wasn't even like, it probably didn't even make it to the album or something. But because towards the end of it, like everybody's been like in different cities.
Right.
And so we're definitely been connected and so supportive of each other. Like I bumped into Jenny in New York here around like when she did Met and stuff, and like we were like ranting about like all the things that we're going through and bonding over you know, our life and what's been happening. But yeah.
We're so excited for this journey for you. I know your fans are excited. We have a couple quick fan comments that we're just gonna run through that they were asking about. So let's throw up our first comment. Someone wants to know, what is your favorite Taylor song? And is it All Too Well?
I think it might be All Too Well.
10-minute version, of course.
10-minute version. I love
And
that
this
song.
is what you did for your birthday this year, right? You were at the Taylor show.
Was that my birthday? Yeah, I think it was my
Yeah.
birthday weekend. It was like
Yes.
a cute birthday weekend that we just suddenly planned because I was like, I wanted to go to the concert.
I love it. And what did you think?
Oh my God, it was crazy. It was so good. Oh my gosh. Amazing.
It's amazing,
I was like
right?
taking, oh, like, wow. It was
I
really
love
fun.
it. We have one other person who commented, said, oh my gosh, 5 Rosies. I wanted to ask you about
Yes.
this artwork. Tell us a little bit about this significance.
So this was inspired by it was like a reference of like a band, and I was looking at it and I was just like, I got this thought, like idea. I was like, what if that's all me? Because I feel like I need to be so many different things. Even in the album, there's like all different versions of me in there, but they're all me, and I'm having to play all that at the most, open and in the most open and honest way. And I was thinking that would be a good representation of this album because it's what it feels like.
Yeah, like
just
we
like
said, the
their own
evolution. Rosé, thank you so much for being here. We are so excited for this project. Can we give it up one more time for Rosé in our studio? We can't wait for Rosie. We love Apate. This is amazing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. You're the best.
Thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here, and don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. See you next time.